I got water.
You got water.
Yeah.
Stay hydrated.
Monster.
Actually, this is a great point. Stay hydrated. Make sure you always drink enough water, especially...
And drink enough Monster.
And water. Monster and water. Just hydrated. Drink. Non-alcoholic beverage.
DreamHack water.
DreamHack water. Monster Energy. Just make sure you... yeah, okay, stay hydrated. Anyway, we're in the middle of a series, and it is one up for Virtus.Pro. We're in the upper bracket of the CIS Qualifiers. In case you just joined us, it's the Qualifiers of the Major, and it is... you know what? Gambit did a lot better than we thought they would do in that game. In that first game of the series, they had a very dominant early game, but at around 15-ish minutes, they were, I think, 15 to 20 minutes, they were 5k gold ahead, but they should have been way more ahead if they wanted to be able to close the game out, because they had to be, you know, they had this timed lineup and they didn't make their timing. Simple as that. Here with Lizard, ODPixel, I'm Shiver.
They were trying to. They were trying to hit their timing, but it's hard when you have Magnus on one side, Roger never being caught, just pushing out. You have Kunkka X-marking himself, blinking in. Even if you catch him with that use, which they did try to, he pops the BKB, just ports out.
Yep.
And in the end, who did you have? You had the Centaur and the Jakiro, and you could never really push, even though you had such a good start. Which camera is that one? Yeah, you had such a good start. You destroyed that Ramses TB, you took his stacks, you did everything. You did everything you needed to be done.
I did, smiley face. You did.
You did.
You did.
You still failed.
You messed up.
You messed up in the end.
What have you done now?
And you couldn't finish the game. You just
wrong.
couldn't.
So,
I mean, in the end, they looked well as well.
And yeah. So what do you say as happy things? Because you know you gotta motivate people with good more bears with honey than vinegar and stuff. Bees.
What the hell is that? Man?
What?
You can catch more bees with honey than with vinegar.
Not if you put the vinegar in their eyes. But do bees have eyes?
Yes.
What do they?
Do you know that bees dance like when they fly, when they're searching for new plants to
That's bumblebees.
No. It's like bees. When they're searching for new places to get the honey from. Well, not honey, whatever what's it called in English? The thing that they get from the flowers.
Nectar.
Nectar. When they're searching for nectar, and when they come back to the honey hive, they start doing these moves, and the better the moves are, the more likely is that the place is filled with nectar.
Ah. Isn't it bees as well that when the...
Yo, I'm doing the Kyle thing, actually. You know, I just realized.
Pulling out these facts from Wikipedia. And
I mean,
Did you know?
I have some hives, so that's why. Well, there are no bees right now in them, but there used to be some bees.
Ah. Isn't it bees as well that are the ones that when the queen mates with one of the males, she kills the male? I think that's true.
What? The spiders.
Spiders.
And not all types of spiders.
I swear that the queen does something badass in bees as well.
So
she kills something.
Well, the problem with queen is they can split up your hive. Like they can just.
What do they do?
Basically, some bees just take off and leave. You know, they
don't like the queen, or.
I don't know. There's too many or something.
You need one queen.
So you need one queen in the hive, yeah.
And sometimes when there is a queen somewhere else.
Yep.
Then that queen will call, and then there's more bees going to that queen, and they'll take bees from a different hive.
Right, bees aside.
Did you know that there used to be a social media network called Hives?
I mean, there's Bumble right now.
Well,
it's not like social media network, but it's like Tinder or something.
Hives was
How do I know? Don't ask.
Hives was before Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was like MySpace, but
we
then
had Bebo, MySpace, and
Hives.
We didn't have Hives.
I had Hives.
I had MySpace.
Doesn't sound.
I had. What was the name of that guy? Is it Tom that everyone had?
Oh, he was my friend. Was he your friend as well?
Yeah, he was my friend too.
I had Tom added.
We have Sven and OD and Tiny as well.
Tom?
Yeah, Tom. He added me on MySpace. He was like the owner as well. I felt.
He was my only friend, actually.
Yeah.
That is pretty sad. What do you mean, Tom?
Tom's still there with me. I bet Tom's watching right now. He was a rock in my sort of growing up. Tom.
He liked the song that my mixtape. He liked it.
What's the song? Oh,
yeah, I had a song there with mine. All right, so Tiny most likely gonna be on that off lane.
I like it. Gambit
there we
again
go.
With the we don't give it down. We're gonna pick on mid-second. Bam. We know. Wait, hold up. They picked a Deucer into an OD. They're crazier than they were in first game. They're actually crazier than they are in game one.
Bad. Yeah, they're very crazy.
They picked a Deucer into an OD.
Listen,
that's wild.
we doubted them first game and they lost. So the second game we were gonna doubt them that they're gonna lose.
Why would you do that?
I mean, you can outrange the OD perhaps on that mid lane. Later on, OD crushes you, but maybe in the mid stage you can, the early stage that is, can maybe deal with him. I don't know.
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 They did pick it after. They did pick it after the OD.
Regardless of them having questionable choices in the draft, we questioned their draft previous game, and it turned they lost.
They
but
did
it turned
well,
out
though.
they had a plan with it. Like they didn't just randomly pick heroes they thought would be good. They actually had a plan. Sure, their timing fell off and they fell short. That's fine. They still had a plan and stuck with it. That might be the same thing here.
Yeah, the draft was all right, but you just gave OD to Virtus.Pro. You gave OD to no one. One of the best OD players there are, and
He's also one of the best Kunkka players.
Yep.
yeah,
It's
and he crushed that lane, Skunka.
maybe. Yeah. No, it's hard to read.
Maybe
stuff.
no.
Is
Maybe,
Medusa a hero that can catch up easily?
Who? Deucer?
Dusa?
I mean, yeah, you got
Yeah.
jungle, you farm.
Yeah, so there you
Then
go.
you go jungle, you farm, and then OD's like, oh, that's tankier Deucer for me to hit a bazillion times in the team fight and just get a
Just get
bazillion
into,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a problem. But I imagine they're going to pick things that are going to disable the OD, make sure that the Deucer isn't getting pummeled by the OD in the team fights. They've already got the Tiny, who can, he gets a blink dagger, he's going to be getting on top of the OD. But it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy.
It's definitely not going to be
No, they picked a
easy.
Deucer into an OD. We'll see.
We'll see indeed. Lifestealer gets banned out by VP.
Yeah, he has that rage. Oh, terrible. We're zooming in on a TP. Well,
He's
for
still
Virtus.Pro, it's
VP,
possible.
yeah.
Yeah, for VP.
Terrorblade's pretty good against Deucer, right? You just get
It's
the
all right,
you
yeah.
stand out of range,
Yeah,
kite her.
yeah, exactly. Duza used to be kind of all right versus TB. She would deal with the illusions, but like a year ago or so, it was changed, and TB is just as...
TB's just good
Yeah,
against
he's good.
most.
Yeah, he's not that great versus Troll and perhaps...
Slark.
Slark and Morphling.
yeah.
There
Yeah.
you go. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else, he's fine. He doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
Well, they're taking their time here with their final ban. They obviously also, well, this is the last time they can ban something because VP can ban pick, as in this phase. So
Lich and
Let's see.
Grimstroke are still in the game. As
Yeah.
well, if either side wants to grab
ban
them.
out ET though.
So I wouldn't mind seeing VP just get the Lich. You got Sven Lich going on. It's good for protecting the OD.
Or you can play Sven as 4 or 3, actually. Or 5 even. Yeah.
I mean, that's why
Like,
Sven is just first pick material. He's
Yeah, you just-
so flexible. And he's
Exactly.
you just press Warcry, and then suddenly these early fights, it's so hard for the enemy to win.
I mean,
Especially when they got heroes like Adusa.
those early
gonna be
fights
punished.
too, you just catch up to people. And it's also a hero that doesn't really die to Tiny. You can't blow Sven up.
You don't get
yeah.
comboed. Yeah. You're going to get the chance to stun
And you
them.
can even save people that are getting comboed with your Warcry.
Yeah.
In the middle of it, you just pop it.
Yeah.
Suddenly the person does not die.
Doom ban.
Yeah.
And let's
Grimstroke
see.
would be alright for them, I
Grimstroke.
suppose.
I think a Grimstroke or Lich.
Do they play
Solid.
Grimstroke and Ledge though? They don't play that much, I mean, on VP. They like their
Maybe-
crazy drafts. Like maybe we see some Luna or something in the end. Luna Drow.
Maybe Solo thought,
Luna
that's
support.
Sven, or that's a Chen rather, or Ben. Maybe that Ben was really so good, they want to pick it themselves.
I don't think so. I mean, it was, as we said, you got the Mud Golems to the start. I mean, FNG started on them at the beginning.
Rubik.
Rubik.
All
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we'll obviously be a support Rubik,
Yes.
because there's no way that no one's not playing the OD.
Not really anything you can steal so far that's super
No.
good for you.
No.
Yeah. That Rubik is gonna be planted on the board. And we're gonna put him on the dark side safely and for now.
Yeah.
As that's most likely where he's gonna be.
Most likely.
I wonder if they were sort of foreseeing any heroes that Gambit might be picking that Rubik's going to be super good against. I mean, who are you going to pick that's going to work nicely with the Deucer in the fights? Are you going to look towards any sort of setup? I mean, for instance, a hero to me that really sort of screams out, but I don't know, maybe if you can fit in with the Tiny, depends where the Tiny goes. Like, could you get the Phoenix?
I was gonna say that as
Phoenix,
well, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, Phoenix
Yeah.
is alright. With
Yeah.
the Tiny, he's
Phoenix,
great.
Yeah, with the Deucer, he's fantastic.
Yeah, there aren't any heroes right now that work well versus Phoenix
Yeah.
on the side of Virtus.Pro.
Phoenix would be a solid pick.
Yeah,
but
it would be.
how would you fit it around with the Tiny? What would you do then? The Tiny playing
4 or 3. It's
You
fine.
said 5. Oh yeah,
You,
5.
you always do. I mean,
Yeah.
Phoenix is the best on 5, honestly.
They go
But
for
they
the
go with
Undying instead.
All right. I mean, Phoenix can definitely benefit from being position 4 and getting gold, but he has GPM talent. He
So
just
he
needs
doesn't
that level
need
10.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he just goes far. Yeah.
and he's fine. He also has a skill set that allows him to outpush and farm. So with the Tiny, you get that stun, that's AoE, so that's another cover for the egg, which would be pretty good for Gambit. Instead, they go for Undying. This still could be an offlane Tiny, though.
It could be.
And
So,
Undying. I mean, I'm just waiting for this. I'm waiting to see where Undying is.
Undying's
And
obviously it's one of the
I'm gonna-
heroes to pick when you see a Sven. You know, you can try and get yourself in the lane against him and make it so the Sven doesn't have a
Right
very
there.
impactful laning stage. You know, stealing his strength and being one of those heroes that the Sven can't really kill.
Do you think it's Radiant safe lane?
Probably a 5. It's a 5 Undying.
Yeah,
Okay.
why not? I mean, it can go offlane with the Tiny, too.
Yeah,
But
I thought maybe offlane.
yeah, we'll see what they pick
Yeah.
next.
Because they want it against the Sven lane, and the Sven's
Yeah.
probably going to go on the off lane
Fair enough, fair enough.
for the safe. Well, so
Yeah, so it's Sven Darkseer offlane. So this is a position 4 Sven.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be 1. Ramses has played Sven before, but it's just not the position 1 hero right now. Sven, Dar, well, good enough, close enough.
Close enough.
Maybe right about there. There we go. Sven plus Darkseer
Thank
on
you.
that offlane.
It's a good combo. I mean, what are the benefits for Gambit? If they do get these team fights where they're dropping a tombstone, dropping a stone case, it's not that easy for VP's heroes to kill the tombstone. So you've got good ways to protect it, fight around it, get it going.
So far, yeah, they can't really deal with the tombstone very well. Undying did get nerfed. We said that before, so you don't have the benefit of level 15 double
Oh, you gotta
tombstone
get
any
20.
longer,
Yeah,
which is really problematic.
yeah.
But yeah, you're gonna do fine, I suppose, versus the Sven Darkseer as Undying +1.
What?
It's not great, though.
Oh.
Oh.
Ow!
Dude, if you're VP, do you not just play anti-mage here? It's still in the pool.
You could.
Is that not like super good against the Deucer?
The problem with AM is it's very, very greedy with the
I
OD
guess
in the
there's
pool.
you know there's going to be an Undying lane. You
Yeah.
could get crushed in the
Yeah.
lane.
But you can go. Oh, you can just get OD to go for some early game build, like no
Wait,
talismans.
hold up. That's a safe lane Medusa, boys and girls.
Yeah, that's a safe Medusa.
Okay.
Back for the Shadow Fiend.
And S.
You know, for the previous
But that
game, when the Shadow Fiend, you know, they
Go.
had this fighting thing.
Gonna get the Shadow Fiend.
The thing that they were
Onto the mid
lacking
lane.
was high ground
It's gonna
potential,
get
right?
onto the safe lane.
Thank you. Is the Medusa is a little bit better with the high ground potential?
Sure, but I'm relying on the fact that you have sort of teammates that can buff the Deucer up or build the items that can keep us standing on the front lines when you go high ground. I mean, with the SF, you know, he's obviously going to go for the Greaves build probably again, so they are going to be able to build these auras. Undying, probably going to get Crimson or something. They're going to have these items that could allow them to hit this timing when they're going to the high ground. It just feels hard because now you're putting your eggs in this position 1 Medusa in a game where there is an OD. Like,
And,
your
I mean-
carry has been
I mean, it's
counted.
not perfect.
It's problematic as well because you have Darkseer Sven. They're gonna be diving that Dusa very soon, and also Dusa isn't really great at farming under the tower. You can expect Darkseer plus Sven to be creep skipping the first wave, killing it off, forcing her to farm under the tower, then diving her afterwards. Even though there's Undying there, I mean, he's great. He can decay both Darkseer and Sven. They won't deal a lot of damage, but they just need to hack him. And from level 3 on the Darkseer, you're gonna have that double iron shell on that lane. That's problematic. And that Dusa as well. When you're mid, every now and then you just go back, Mystic Snake the lane, you go back to the jungle farm, that medium camp that's close by, and you have the benefit of being on the lane and also farming the jungle. When you're surrounded by every side and pincered by Sven and Darkseer, you don't have that benefit. You can't do that. So I'm not the biggest fan of Dusa safe lane. That's what I'm basically trying to say.
Deucer safe lane is not easy to do.
Nyx versus OD, though. I was waiting for this to happen eventually because this hero is amazing versus OD.
You know, we see a lot of ODs, but a lot of time Nyx is sort of forgotten.
Because people counter OD with 2 heroes right now. It's Pagna or Puck mid.
Yeah.
That's it. But
All these melee heroes.
they've forgotten about Nyx on the offlane. Like, just get position 3 Nyx, get that mana burn maxed out, and suddenly the OD dies from 2 mana burns. Basically, later on, he's gonna die from 2 mana burns. Nyx is really good versus OD.
Which hero is
versus
left as a
Darkseer.
core that they could go for?
Oh, what's sort of the Ramsey special here? What could he...
You want something that goes for the Fusel Blade? Generally?
Well, I mean, yeah.
How needed is that?
It's nice against the Dusa. I don't know if you necessarily had to, because you've got the OD that's going to be hitting her. Like,
Okay.
You can...
I mean,
But you're right, you might want to go for man.
what's not banned? AM is not banned.
AM
Terrorblade's not banned.
Yeah.
Do you really have to
They
take any
like
further?
Luna. Luna said
DL.
DL. That's a diffusal builder for sure.
Yeah, for sure. That again makes the Dusa's life pretty hard. In terms of control, they're relying on the Tiny and the Nyx Assassin, so they do have some stuns, but at the same time, it's still a pretty nice game for the PL to play around. It's excellent against the Undying. You now have a way of getting on top of the Tombstone, taking him out. All in all, yeah, PL really a hero that we haven't seen that much, but I still think is very, very relevant. And as you know, we've sort of been saying from that second pick Medusa, I think this is going to be a very hard game for Gambit. And the fact that it's not mid and it's safe lane, I don't think that makes it any easier for them. They're relying on a carry Medusa against two cores that can very easily just counter that pick.
Yep. The only problem I see in Virtus.Pro possible issue is the fact that they have two cores that are really greedy, the PL and the OD. They have to decide which one of them is going to actually carry them through the mid game.
Because I imagine the OD is going to get a Midas and the PL is going to get a Diffusal, Manta, right?
Yeah, or the OD goes for 2-3 null talismans into Kaya and just starts fighting with his team early on, because the SF is going to be the one that gets those Greaves, and he's definitely going to be bringing some utility to his side. But at the same time, you have Darkseer here and Nyx there. Nyx isn't really that like utility based. You can't really buy that Vlads or Nyx or whatever. You can, but it's not great.
But Nyx, well, he wants to buy a Midas.
I'm predicting Virtus.Pro again.
I mean, yeah,
because they're gonna share responsibilities very well between the PL and OD. One of them is gonna go for early build. The other is gonna go late game versus the Dusa. I hope it's gonna be OD that goes late, because he destroys Dusa later on. So.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I think this is another draft that Gambit. They've said, what are your strengths? For Ninja, he's got his SF again as such, but going against VP and with these heroes, I think VP's read them like a book, and they have managed to easily beat them in the draft. So got to go with VP.
I just wonder how much Nyx is going to be able to do, because Nyx used to be the go-to support versus OD or offlaner, whatever. This game is going to be offlaner, and this Nyx is also really strong versus Darkseer. Darkseer has high int gain.
Yeah.
And Mana Burn later on works really well versus him too.
Yeah, you can really punish the Iron Shells with the Spike Carapace.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that as well.
What's he saying?
Mr. Cat, he's having a heart. What's he saying?
I can't see it. Oh, so Solo says thank you for the advice, and no one says tip me.
You have my thanks.
And I think I didn't see what else.
Oh, what's that?
I don't know.
What does that look like?
Rasberencia from Solo.
You don't know what it means?
I don't know. Maybe we trade or something. I don't know. I really
oh, yeah, well, that makes sense. And he says that before the tips and stuff. Maybe.
I really don't know that word. I don't know every single word. I'm sorry, Twitch chat. I can't translate it all. Prostite меня, пожалуйста. Не знаю все. There, I said it. Sorry, I don't know it all. I didn't blame anyone.
PG-13
I didn't blame. I said sorry. I just
said it.
excused myself. Come on, people, stop it.
I mean, how can we know for sure?
So I think, well, let's see. As I say, you pick a Dusa this early, you pick it into an OD. Gambit, they must think that's not a problem. They must certainly, they think the game's still playable, even though you've got that hard matchup down the lane, down
Run,
the
Roger.
later fights.
Look at them laughing.
Tipping.
Yeah, they took all. No, they took 3.
All right.
Yeah,
3 rounds
Dusa
of
got 1.
Pretty solid.
Roger dropping mangoes. He's playing with him. Drop another mango. Come on. That's it. That's it. Overall, FNG wants to be on the lane to decay.
Yep.
He doesn't really want to be chasing someone around, but yeah. So they're running an aggressive Dusa lane, by the way, versus. All right. They basically tried to dodge the Darkseer plus Sven lane, I believe, on the Dusa.
Yeah, it looks like VP read them.
Yeah.
They've got Ramses already elsewhere down bottom, and VP have that match up top where...
Yeah, but it's I guess it's just as hard. It doesn't really matter. It's just as hard on out lane or the safe lane. Because Sven isn't here though yet. Where is Sven? What's he doing?
He is... Well, he's down bottom at the
Down
moment
bottom?
with the Pierre. Yeah.
Right, so they're letting Darkseer solo this. And they're tri-laning for some reason, so in the end it's a win for VP because Darkseer can solo versus a tri-lane. He was always the hero that can do that, just as long as there are no real counters.
Let's see, down bottom already behind the tower. Roger. Trying to pick up some of the CS, and Solo having a bit of a look in on mid, just making sure that the start for Alpha Ninja is...
I love how SF comes back into the meta and we instantly see dual lanes. I hate that so much.
Well, the
dual mid meta, I'm so happy it's over. Even though the range of the tower is different, once you have SF mid, you just have to go for dual lanes. I wonder when Clock is gonna come back. Like, he got buffed. Oh,
He did, yeah.
He did.
No cast point on the battery, so it's pretty huge.
that's huge.
Pretty big. You can just run people down.
This SF is... Oh, they don't have the damage. I thought he was gonna die.
And yeah, he's got the south, so that's the lane.
Yeah.
That is pretty much the last of his regen. He's just got a full tango on him.
So Clock got buffed. SF is back into the meta. You take Clock.
you're right. Where's the
you
SF
have the
cogs
cogs. You have the cogs early on. I mean, there's no reason not to have that. Even position 4 Clock perhaps can work.
I think that is something that Afro Ninja's teams in the past have they've done.
They've done it
SF.
definitely. Yeah.
There's been so many SF
People,
that they get.
I guess people just don't believe in Clock anymore.
No. It's something
It's
new,
just-
isn't it, to try out?
Yeah, it's just a hero that needs to be rediscovered. You need to have the right scenario, and one person is at some point going to do it, one team, and if it works out, we'll see more.
Yeah, we'll see
it's
more of
taking
it.
a risk, to go for it, especially in the qualifiers, and saying let's go for something that we haven't played in any officials yet. Like well, not yet, but for a long time, a few patches.
So far, when it comes to CS, Darkseer is doing very well. Not really troubled by that tri-lane that started against him.
Down bottom, trying to chase down Immersion.
This is so hard. Like, he's so tanky and he has so much regen as well. You're not gonna get him. SF doing fairly well versus OD, considering OD started with Rubik. So it's doing fine. He is pushing in though. This is a big wave for no one. He's gonna, imprison him.
And make sure he gets these range creeps.
Oh, Sven is here. Where did you come from?
Where did he come from?
Where did he come from? Was he porting on the imprisonment so we didn't see it, right?
I
That
think
has
so.
to be it. Like, just suddenly Roger appears.
I'm like, how can there be
call
two
hacks.
people in the
This
house?
is hacks, man.
That's a map hack, yeah.
That's some... Yeah. He's cheating.
We'll see down on the bottom, 16 for 4 on Ramses, so 15 for Tornado, Echo JB4. Both farming and trying to sort of get aggressive onto Ramses whilst the support's well away towards the middle VP, but Roger's already down. Back on the bottom lane.
Hit him, Immersion. Hit him with that big tree of
Throw
yours.
the tree!
Has one
Please,
more hit,
has
then
one
he's
more
gonna
hit.
throw it.
No.
Oh, no.
He's gonna use the pull back the wave.
Yeah, one little
You missed
pesky
one.
creep still left.
And we'll see what I mean, on the Cornix Assassin, say you imagine you do just go for the Midas every game?
Actually, you can go Vlads as well. It's not horrible. You can go for that Vlads. You can get like power threads, 2 raid bands, Vlads, and then you can get. I mean, you can get the Midas too. By the way, we've seen the Vlads, we've seen the Midas. Oh, well, that happens sometimes. You miss the impale, your tiny dies. Happens.
Happens to the best of us.
Yep.
You just gotta move on and forget it or learn from it.
VP will be able to claim the lion's share of the runes, get 3 over the 1.
Again,
Yeah.
twice in a row now.
6 runes VP and 2 Gambit. So far this game.
They're losing gold. Sounds great.
This Dusa is getting free farm top.
Yeah.
The hack is not having any sort of trouble finding CS himself, trading farm with the Darkseer. The middle lane though, Alpha Ninja of course still behind.
They haven't crushed that Uza at all. They haven't really touched
No,
it. They
they've not
haven't
really
even
looked towards
addressed that problem.
I think it's because they know that down the line they've got answers to him in the fights. They have
I
this
guess
OD,
so,
they
yeah.
have this PL.
Still though, you can't expect people to respect the Duza. It's one of those heroes. Well, if you don't have answers to, she takes over eventually and wins. In this game, as you said, they have the OD. You have the PL later on, possibly with Diffusal. So
Oh, there's a rotation coming for the Dusa. Maybe that will slow her down a little bit.
Yeah.
With the surge coming on for Roger, they get the stun off. I wonder if there's enough damage. There's not also the Undying there to help. So it's going to be a tough one. And I think Roger, well, he's going to TP out. They can't do anything against that. They're a little on the low side of the disable there on that top lane. Yeah. They need Tiny or Nyx.
Yeah, 3-0 talismans, so it's going to be no one that actually carries them through the mid game. As you can see, the build is a bit different than what we used to be seeing the last couple of days. 3 nulls, maybe Tranquils, maybe Kaya instantly after, Kaya Yasha. Maybe even a Blink or something. Or maybe he just goes back for that Midas. That's a possibility too.
So yeah, so why is it that Odie's one of the mids that Tranquils is good on? Is it just because the
way you farm, the way you farm the jungle, and then you have mana and HP regen. Plus,
nice kill.
They dropped the Sanity's Eclipse. They found one. They're looking towards FNG, and out of mana, he's got no chance to build the strength up. So FNG's dead as well.
And you can Astral yourself if it's activated. You heal up a little bit. Overall, it's just good.
Well, so far, 4-0, 2K lead already for VP. Getting a bit of a, well, a much cleaner start in game 1, where we did see, of course, Gambit have a good showing in the laning phase, but this time around it's looking rough already for Gambit.
Yeah, they're pinging though. You can see they're pinging. OD is like, give me a sentry.
They know he's 6, they know he's off the map.
Oh, he misses. I mean, even if he did connect that, I don't think they kill him. Rubik was close enough.
And it's very hard to make these sort of moves. You know,
I mean,
especially when it's a Cornix assassin.
Exactly.
You know when he's out
so
the lane.
obvious.
That's true.
He's out the lane. He's making a gank.
Position 4 Nyx is all right.
Yeah.
Like he's missing half of the time.
Like
he's
he
not
slips your
showing.
mind. Like, is he 6 yet? You forget about
you
that.
don't know exactly, and then suddenly, bam, he hits you from Vendetta. When he's a core, this PL just says, "Yo, guys, he's not on the lane. Go back." That's it.
Ooh, they go back in right after the avalanche stops. So
good stun.
Perhaps they have a.
Can he get in range for the Spirit Lance? He should be able to.
He can. The question is he still going to be able to kill him? Avalanche should be. Oh,
yeah,
well, he can toss it.
Another lance is up. This tops the salve. Even if he doesn't get the kill, he's going to be happy with that salve.
Tiny might turn here.
If he can survive long enough to get the avalanche off.
Oh, very close. Like 1 second, and he turns
that was close.
Out.
Yeah. And he does have Ramsey. Oh, he's got the TP. Unless he goes for a blind stun into the trees, but no, okay, before will not.
I mean, Nyx could have continued as well. Like Nyx went back to the lane.
That's true.
He could have helped him instead, but decided not to, and Ramses gets a free one. Nyx is mid again, but there's a sentry now too.
Lift up into the air.
FNG.
Undying.
Oh.
Good imprisonment though.
Instant reaction there from no one as soon as the...
No one though.
Still taking a lot of damage.
He's just playing with him. He knows exactly which race he's got and how much range he needs for that.
Yeah.
Playing to the limits basically.
Is that still the way that you skill build the Nyx in a game like this, where there's these high-end cores, you don't put any points in the mana burn yet?
I mean, usually you just skill mana burn last. You just need maxed out Carapace.
It's not worth to have a point early on when you're these heroes.
I guess it's also the fact that he's position 3 and not 4.
Sure.
But you need that Carapace. Maybe you don't need 2 levels in Impale. Maybe you should be getting more, just at least 1 in mana burn. It could help already, those 3 null talismans.
Yeah,
they make OD, they make him really smart, and that's why Nyx would hurt. But
3 runes for Gambit.
Oh, comeback.
Comeback. And also their first kill on the board. And Rubik getting tossed back into evil hands.
Yeah, of course, Alpha Ninja will be going for the same build as last game, going for the Greaves.
Yep.
And Pasha, of course, we're not going to look too much up here, but him and the Dusa just continue to sort of have a free half of the map up top where they're both farming.
Yeah, Dusa is completely forgotten. Lost and forgotten on that top lane, honestly. They tried 1 rotation on the Huck with the Sven, but that's about it.
Interesting, he's going to go for first item Maelstrom, so we do see a lot of variation. I feel it's been a while since I've seen the Medusa go straight for the Maelstrom, but then again, we haven't seen a lot of safe, lot of position 1 Medusa.
Yeah. Here we go, another rotation.
Oh, the sanity straight away
Straight
to burn
up.
the mana.
No
Make
mana
sure that
left.
there's no extra protection, but they're
Oh, the stun! Come on,
it's going to
Centaur.
save the Deucer there. The neutrals.
Honestly, these neutrals love Gambit. They just love it.
Roger's still chasing.
Roger.
Yeah,
mad.
but he's
He's-
not going to be able to.
He is not. Oh, we're trying to take the tombstone, but he's not going to get the chance to with the tiny ear as well.
Oh,
Roger.
yeah, yeah. Ooh, I know
The
he's dead.
zombies got him.
That lucky bum.
The power of the sensor.
I mean, that's just... That Centaur.
Jeez.
Still as it goes, just the farming of VP that more efficient than that of Gambit. 3k lead.
Yeah, you can see that OD didn't go for that Midas. Because of that, he tried that first rotation. They didn't really succeed at doing anything. They lost the Sven. They didn't ward that area up either. Well, they did actually. They have that ward there. So that's something. They have some vision. But overall, yeah, if you haven't built that Midas, you're gonna fall off as OD if you aren't getting those kills. Is he building into drums next? Alright, so he's going full early on.
Yeah.
Full
Looks like
early
they want
game
to play a
build.
bit fast
I mean,
this time. VP, make sure the Deucer doesn't get to the point where he's a threat.
Oh, there we go. Centaur working in their favor this time. However, Nyx is already here. There's no sentry to scout him out, but they should know that there's a rotation because of that aggression. Yeah,
Ramsey's just happily farming as well.
PL going for that diffusal.
Yeah.
Also very helpful item versus Duza. They're hitting their timings, and actually both of these heroes, the OD and the PL, they're itemizing so that they can fight in the mid game. Yeah, I just wonder if, yeah, there's a Dominator on Darks here. So they have that utility, they have Warcry. With Diffusal, Null Talismans, Power Treads on OD, they'll be able to fight, definitely. Roger with the stun. Look at that was a good one.
Some of these voice lines are
Pretty good, right?
really good in the right situations, yeah.
And we've got the Sanity's Eclipse back online in the second for no one, so they can look to try and, again, maybe force something mid.
There goes the Centaur, surged up, gets the stun off, and that is a dead rock by the looks of things.
Yeah, Solo whacked him with his own tree.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
not
painful.
really the best spell to steal. What can he steal? He can steal the Tomb
Blind.
here,
That's
a
really
Vendetta.
Yeah, I guess, yeah,
Tomb and
Vendetta pretty
Vendetta,
much.
yeah. And
good
Impale.
stuff.
Impale is good, yeah.
Yeah, I guess because it's instant, yeah.
Impale is
What
really
would you
good.
think about Mystic Snake? You don't like it? To steal?
Nah, I don't feel it
It's not
changes a
super
lot.
good, I
Yeah.
guess.
Down the line, the Mystic Snake's really good if you have the talent. And obviously, you can't get that as the Rubik. So it's not that crazy amount of mana taken away from your enemies.
Not really some crazy Ruby game in which you can steal a lot, but
Yeah, I mean, they picked it early,
Yeah.
so it never was going to be.
they picked it into tiny tools of the opening, and then afterwards it's just like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can see they started pressuring them. They started.
This Centaur again running
Yeah.
forward with the
Centaur
surge,
is
getting
really
the stun
fast,
off.
actually.
Yeah, he's going to find the
Super
center for
speedy.
FNG. FNG cannot escape this.
Yeah, he's gone.
That is
Surged up
a
Centaur,
pretty
like-
beast initiation, because if you can't find anybody, that's okay too. It's
Yeah.
just a creep.
You're not committing, right?
You're
And-
not committing.
And you're
If you
sending
find
him.
something, it's great.
Yeah, you're sending him somewhere behind the tower. He also gives you info.
Yeah.
Gives you vision to see what's up. He's your little scout, your little spy. That also stuns if he finds the right target, so it's perfect.
Yeah, it is working out pretty well for Virtus.Pro.
There. Yeah, you have to eat that tree. But look, I mean, stop using that juke spot. Damn it, that was my favorite one.
Now everybody knows it, apart from, well,
Well, everyone is gonna start using it eventually now. We've seen it in SCA as well.
true. They didn't find him now just then, though.
Yeah, he didn't even try. So he doesn't know about that spot.
He doesn't know. They don't. I don't. That's why it's still pretty fresh.
This game is not going as well for Gambit as the first game.
They still have the they're farming very well. It's
but
just
I feel
a problem of what are those cores going to do against the cores of VP as pretty much at any point at this game.
VP already is building the answers, and
I mean, they drafted the answers.
Yeah. The diffuser being built.
In fact, it was even so the other way around. Gambit drafted the problems. After the answers had already come out.
Have to blink on Nix here. There we go, blink, double stun.
There you go.
Impale.
So they can set him up, there'll be a defensive Astral.
Yep.
Keeping it safe, Ramses gets himself on top of the Tombstone. The Tombstone's got the 3-man vacuum into the stun from Sven. With the Greaves to pop, they're looking pretty healthy still, Gambit, and they'll turn. They'll take a second kill.
The PL is gone, and the Dark's here.
Yeah, the Greaves turnaround, making big plays
there
as
we go.
Gambit get 3.
The Carapace onto the imprisonment makes quick work of the OD.
Ah, they're gonna maybe find the Sven too.
They should.
No avalanche.
No, okay.
No avalanche, sadly. That was Stone Gaze. That was Stone Gaze, very well used, and also it was obviously the Greaves. Well, not the Greaves, the mech.
Oh, so it's just the mech, so.
From the SF. Plus a great initiation by the Nyx. So even though that Tomb instantly fell from PL, PL is so good versus Tombstone, still didn't really matter because they instantly died afterwards. Got crushed. They need more time. I mean, OD and PL, both heroes that usually require some time to come online. Even when you're playing versus Duze, it doesn't change the fact that you're still gonna be playing versus other 4 heroes that are gonna have damage, and if they have damage, they're gonna kill you. You're pretty squishy. Like, especially the PL.
Again, Gambit certainly showing us solid performance at the start. They're not getting run over by VP's lineup, and they are showing that if they can land these stuns with old Aqua JB4's Nyx Assassin, they can set up to sort of kill the cores of VP. That, you know, they're not a problem if they're dead. If they can get them away at the start of any sort of engagement, Gambit can overrun them. And with these sort of auras and these heroes tailored to be strong around this point of the game, like the Undying, can start to push on and get some objectives. Top tier 1 tower will be taken by Gambit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
What does the PL have? Diffuse on?
Probably a full Yasha coming out.
Yep.
CORSAIR, I'd imagine, about this stage. Still Duza sitting at the top. Maelstrom, obviously there, helping to keep the farm quick for Dahak. And making sure that when he does turn up to the fights, he does offer a considerable amount of damage for an early stage on Adusa.
So that fight that Gambit just won, how are they going to force the recreation of those?
No, I mean, a lot of it is on what the Nyx Assassin can set up. You know,
Okay.
Old Article JB4 can continue to make those plays in front of his carries. They can get those kills. They do have damage with this SF at this point. Those 3 raises aren't any, you know,
That's always built. You either play well or you buy bracers, even if you're a Rubik.
Oh, yeah. He's got them.
Yeah, he's got some bracers. You won't die at least.
Especially
it's a good
against
plan.
the Tiny, you got to. Yeah.
Against the Tiny, against the Nyx as well. You're gonna be tanky enough to survive their aggression, and then you can maybe do something in turn. This is a good smoke. It's gonna run. Well, it's gonna run out soon, but they have the Vendetta to continue with, right? There we go. However, it's the Tiny that falls on the other side of the map. Was that the smoke from Dire too? It must have been, right? Or was he just
Otherwise,
crazy
everybody
going for
would
the
have
bounty?
been very clumped up.
Yeah. Oh. Just, that's the precaution, I believe.
Just in case.
Yeah. Just in case someone jumps him, someone saw him.
How are the teams doing with their Roche lineup? Like, what's the takeability? Because we have an SF. SF is normally pretty okay.
Yeah, Gambit is a bit better there.
Yeah.
On the VP side, you have the PL, who's never been a hero that takes Roche well. And the OD, like, it's just not great. OD may be a bit better, but...
Oopsie. Spike Harper still happens, but the Stampede or the Stomp is there too.
Yeah, and the Rubik there with the Avalanche helping out.
They only saw that Nyx Assassin because he briefly blocked the Centaur, it seemed like. It's pretty impressive.
Oh, this one because he wasn't invis, was he? Was he invis?
I think by the time he walked to the low ground, to the river, he was still invis, and then he lost invis, but they already pinged him out before that.
They must have had a sentry then, like this one perhaps or something.
Actually, maybe he walked past that sentry. Yeah.
You don't block.
No one was standing there, and he saw the Nyx assassin go past.
You're right. I just they pinged it. They knew where he was.
Yeah, they got him in the end. That's what matters.
Yeah.
It's one.
As to how, who cares? There was a ward after all. Wards are important. Place wards. Win games.
Yeah, or just stand somewhere and charge up your ult.
Yeah, why is he doing that? Why is he not
why does anyone do that?
Oh, I guess he was waiting for the smoking, but the team smoked without him.
Yeah, so he's gonna push out and maybe
gonna be the bait.
Yeah,
maybe is this them wanted by Roche?
Do you wanna be the bait as SF though? They can blow you up.
Well,
is there a blink on?
They're Roche.
They're Roche. All right. Yeah, they definitely can try. It's the dire lineup that's not really great at it.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is dangerous still.
Oh, VP aren't heading over.
Yeah, they don't know.
They seem like...
Well, Roche is half HP. They need to go. If they want to contest, they have to go right now.
Ramses is, they're heading over now.
He's going to send some illusions. They're going to scout out.
No,
it's not too late.
There's not too late.
FNG is very low, actually. Oh, look at that centaur.
He's just waiting for the next surge now.
Yeah, there we go.
Avalanche.
They had to get out, actually, and Roche is so low. There's a BKB done on OD as well, so he's going to...
Oh, they found that guy.
Well, hello, Nyx.
Nice by Carapace, but...
Yeah, if his team was maybe closer. But this is horrible. Roche is very low. You have to fight this if you are
in a position
right?
without the Nyx assassin. You know, Gambit, they're going to have Immersion trying to jump in, but that's going to cause the buyback of the Nyx assassin. He has to go in with the rest of his team if they want to try and make sure that VP don't just walk in and take Roshan from them after Gambit were the ones to start the attempt on it.
Yeah, you don't want to give that rush away, definitely. They have that tombstone, which is in a really good position, but these illusions are running to get out there.
Well, the tombstone is about to run out anyway.
They got it. Oh, Rubik is tossed back, but he has 2 bracers to work with.
Oh, he does.
And Warcry sticks.
Oh!
There you go. You don't have to
out of there. Solo's just going to walk away. Stun Gaze has also been used, so VP, they can wait for that to finish the combo there. The vacuum into the stun, the Sanities is clips as well, meaning the Gambit have to try their best to retreat. BKB popped by no one. He's going to surround the SF. Ramses is on top of Alpha Ninja as well, as SF is taken out. The rest of Gambit have to get away from it somehow, but the hack is surrounded. He'll try and walk himself away, get Solrib healed, back up. Now VP, the one's a little low. Warcry is going to be popped as they'll back off up to the high ground.
That toss helped him, actually.
It did, it got him out of there.
Now just shrine up and move instantly back into the pit. Don't let them rush.
Yeah, but they know this.
Really trying to get this. The Alpha Ninja brought back.
Yeah, are they going to let them finish it, though? PL sends illusions again, and they go.
There, so they know exactly when VP's coming back round to head towards it.
Here they are.
But can they do anything to fight them?
Of course.
Deuce is out of mana. She's been mana drained by these diffusal illusions from Ramses.
Ramses is low.
Ramses is getting beaten down by Roche with the vacuum onto the stun from Roger. Picks up the double kill. The Roshan is so low. The buybacks indeed coming out. Gambit, they do get the kill. They get the Aegis on Old Aqua JB4. And Alpha Ninja will fall. So many buybacks here have been used by Gambit. And Old Aqua JB4, he's going to lose the Aegis. Immersion's looking towards Solo, and Ramses chasing down FNG, draining his mana. Old Aqua JB4 here with the second life, but the sentry's down, stun from Roger holds him in place.
Everyone on the side of Gambit bought back.
They did, they got the
SF died back.
Oh,
there we go.
The OD. Nice toss from Immersion. Allows Old Aqua JB4 to finish off no one. But that was probably one of the most costly Roshans we've seen in a while.
Yes.
Yep, they did take down OD in the end.
They did get the OD.
How many buybacks? Did everyone buy back?
I think 4.
Yeah, 4 or 5. Because SF died
pretty much for that last minute.
Everyone.
Yeah, everyone's on the cooldown. And Rubik got the Requiem of Souls, and then Requiem of Soul the Shadow Fiend. That was the best one. He killed him with that. That was such a clutch fight. That was. Is it worth it to spend so many buybacks on the Roche?
I don't think so. Is it? I mean,
this early on, definitely not, because it's preventing you from getting that one next big item that's going to propel your farming speed even more. So it's questionable. I mean, especially for SF, he just died back. And he went for Greaves. Like, he's not going to get the next item in the Aegis. They did steal the Aegis, though. That Nyx Assassin. Little pesky Bucks stealing it.
And using it.
And he has a Midas. And he killed an OD. So he's having a decent time. I honestly think this Nyx can be a very major hero for Gambit.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
If he manages to get the antagonists later on, he can do so much in these fights. Just mana burn after mana burn once the BKBs are done.
Again, a tough position for Gambit to be in.
I think VP is in no rush. They'll wait until a fight comes their way, or perhaps until the next stages even.
Yep. Are they going for Pyke on OD? I wonder.
He's going Kayasha.
Kayasha, yeah, it's Kayasha and then Pyke, most likely.
Yeah.
That would be the build, the casual build for OD. Maybe Hex even after. Not quite certain.
Ramses has to be careful where he farms.
Yeah. He's going for that heart as well. You kind of have to. When you're playing versus Nyx, you want to get as little of these items that give you hint as possible. So heart is perfect for PL, even though we've seen it kind of fall out of favor to items like Skadi on most of these heroes. But on PL, heart has always been great. So you doppelgang, you heal up, you go back in.
Start of that fight was so long ago, but at the start, Medusa was mana burned, and she was just left to the side. Like nobody moved to kill her. She was just left to attack. I guess at the moment they can do that. Later on, that's going to be a problem, though.
Yeah, later on when she starts dealing some serious damage, you're not going to be able to do that. But right now, yeah, it's kind of possible. You can just forget about that Uza, let her do her thing. She's not doing a whole lot. SF is most likely your main damage dealer. After that, there's the nuker Tiny, but yeah, Duza is getting... Now, actually, it kind of changes with this Mjolnir. You can't really just forget about her.
No. Do you like the build? Straight Mjolnir?
Against the PL?
Sure.
Yeah.
Get that,
getting rid of those illusions.
Just going for the BKB. I mean, that makes it pretty hard for Ramses to do anything when they activate the shields up and the BKB.
For Gambit, the issue that I see is they have this Nyx that's super good versus OD, but they don't have that offlaner that goes Crimson, right? Did they get the Crimson on anyone? They didn't. I don't believe so. Nyx, I don't know if he wants to buy it.
I mean, he can.
He can, but yeah.
Like Undying should buy it.
Crimson and Shivas would be so good for Gambit.
But I mean, what it was the Aghanims that he wants at the moment that he's buying.
I don't know. I didn't see what he's buying.
Yeah, he had it queued up earlier, but he
yeah.
hadn't bought any bits of it yet, so I don't know if he's actually invested. No, he has.
Aetherlance.
Yeah.
Has Aetherlance now.
Yeah.
Aetherlance and Blink. I mean,
middle tower is under attack.
It's not bad. But they have no utility coming from these 3 to 5 heroes.
VP's in. Going back, Afro Ninja starting to poke at the SF. Ramses has had pretty much all of his mana drained. You're going to see at the side, no one committing with the BKB.
The ball is good.
To 3, the Sanity's Eclipse is down as well. As Gambit, they've lost the Undying. The Stone Gaze comes in as they're trying to get involved in this fight, but it's just not happening for Gambit.
Is dying.
As the Dusa is gone, chopped down for 90 seconds, no buyback either. As he did fully invest in the items. Immersion's gone. In fact,
no buybacks.
Yeah,
no
still
buybacks.
None. Nobody
VP,
has
they know
it.
this. They're just charging into the base. No one. He's in. Surge forward. Has the setup here onto Alpha Ninja. The setups for Ramses to come in on top of him with the PL army. As 4 dead on Gambit. No buybacks.
I sincerely doubt they'll GG, but they might lose a side here. Pause.
Disconnect from Ramses.
While we're waiting for Ramses, when the game started, we only saw the part in which he said, I think FNG was the one that said, thanks for the tip, you know?
Yeah.
But we didn't see the conversation before it. It wasn't really a tip, like Dota tip. Solo told him that he should learn to play or something like that.
Suggestion.
Ah, so it could have been an insult.
Yeah, it was an insult.
Oh, he was saying thanks for tipping like a...
No, it's like, yeah.
Thanks for the suggestion.
Like,
Thanks for the suggestion, because the suggestion was learn how to play a fast-paced Dota or something like that. So
oh, that's what he said. Oh.
yeah, so there was some...
A little bit of insult.
Yeah, a little bit of burn here and there.
Yeah.
But they still won that game. Game 1. That was fun.
Yeah, it was-
FNG didn't win the game.
FNG did not win the game.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that. Okay.
There's some drama
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
I believe it's all friendly and
I'm sure
friendly
it is. They're
banter.
all friendly. You catch them down the bar having a drink together after the game.
This is true.
Yeah. I'm sure. As
You know what? I'm really gonna sell myself like this guy that can give the insights into this.
It's great. We don't have that. I mean,
There
you
we
know,
go.
there's any tournament
I'm the
organisers
bridge.
watching, we've got
Did you
listeners.
watch Tom Hanks, how he went to Russia and brought that guy back, that spy?
You're the Jack
Wait,
Chen.
what?
You're the Jack Chen. You know, we've got KBBQ for sort of bringing us together with
Yeah,
the
there you
Chinese
go.
community. You could bring us together with the Russian community.
Yeah.
There's that connection.
Easy.
Radiant's
We need it.
tower has fallen.
You're essentially the sort of the CIS Jack that the English community needs. It can work out. We love it. Love it. That's Ramsey's
Radiant's bottom
working on the
shrine is
Lincolns.
under attack.
Hack really needs that BKB. When he's got the BKB, they've certainly got a chance of sort of sitting on the high ground and defending, but it's really not going to get any easier. If there's any way that the Dahak gets jumped before he pops the BKB, he's still just going to get shredded by this PL and OD. It's just such a hard game to play carry Medusa, and they did draft themselves into it.
Yep.
And so they only really have themselves to thank in that sense. For
I mean, it
position
was
they
such an
haven't
early doozer, right?
It really was.
So you're giving them all the opportunities to counter you. I mean, they even banned OD in the last game. They didn't ban it in this one. I guess they were planning on this Nyx pick to counter it, and we see how that's going so far. I mean, still Nyx can, do a lot later on with that mana burn.
Yeah, but then sort of now at this point, no one pots BKB, and then Nyx does nothing in the fights as long as no one gets the BKB off.
They need a proper fight on the side of Gambit. They need a fight in which they don't just get run over.
Yeah.
A prolonged fight in which Nyx can actually burn the mana like a few times and not die instantly. Oh, okay. So they bought Lads on the Tiny. He's the utility hero for Immersion is the one on the side of Gambit. What does Nyx have? Lateral Lands, Blink. Yeah. Still nothing really.
I guess he must be starting to just save the gold up again. See what he does decide to go for next.
I mean, even the Lateral Lance alone is really good. You get that range to cast the mana burn from distance. The Impale is good, the mana regen is good, everything's nice when it comes to that item, but they just haven't really found a way into these fights. Maybe some BKBs are gonna change that. You have the Manta on the SF, but not good enough of a save so far. Yeah, Nyx going for that Axe, 2k gold. Yeah, and OD going for Hex once he has that Hex. If Nyx has Axe, he's gonna hurt. There we go, the stun is there.
Not going to trouble, but it's a PR with a heart.
He's out of mana. Maybe
they're gonna go for this now. Immersion.
Oh,
vacuum in the
vacuum.
stone.
Set up.
They lose two.
Absolutely perfect. And with
It's
the
only two.
Down. They're trying to go down. Hacks on the BKB.
5x.
We'll pop in and start to push VP back as they'll kite up the BKB on the Medusa. They don't want to fight whilst it's up.
Well, they can teleport back to the shrine though. They're all 5 together again.
Yeah, they can actually heal up and go rush.
Yeah.
There's no BKBs. You can see no one already being in that pit. Actually, they get region rune. I think going for rush instantly is very greedy, considering they just bought back. They're all healthy, have all the resources they need, besides BKBs. And maybe that's enough for VP. They don't have BKBs. You have OD. You're gonna crush them if you go. That's at least how it should be.
Well, they're gonna try. With 2 buybacks on cooldown, this could be the time. They are gonna find the Shadow Fiend first.
Oh,
They lift
yes,
him up, stun him up.
They're going to be
Kill
trying
him
to
up.
man to dodge it, but the stun will still connect. And FNJ is trying to run up to the high ground, but again, this vacuums from Pasha, catching at least 3 every single time. They'll move in with the Stone Gaze. They have stunned no one, but he's surged away back to safety. Now Ramsey is going to be tag teamed in on top of Dahak, who's out of mana, being chased down. Immersion will avalanche. Ramsey's tossed back the Deucer in an attempt to keep Dahak safe. It looks like it will work for now. Dahak does manage to get back, but no, the surged OD comes in. No one's got the Astral to set things up. 2 more buybacks coming out from Gambit as they're putting everything in here to try and stop VP from getting away with this fight. VP will back away as those buybacks come out. Ramsey's still on the front lines, back up to full HP and full mana as he'll move in onto FNG. Razors will force Ramses to back away. And in fact, no one has been found. He's surrounded, doesn't have a BKB. He's in a lot of trouble. In fact, he's dead. They've found no one. Can they get anything more, though? Again, the 3-man vacuum.
Buyback.
Pasha. Yeah. No one's ready to buy back and keep this fight going in the favor of VP as Ramses is just straight in on the front lines on top of FNG. The Undying is dead. Immersion will manage to get the blink out as he gets back towards the safety of Apo Ninja and up to the high ground. Now, VP take the tier 2 top. And in a game where there's been so many buybacks expended by Gambit.
Many, yeah, Gambit is
buying back.
That's the way they're keeping themselves
There's
together.
one person that still has buyback, at least on the timer available, and that's Medusa, but she doesn't have the money.
There's Rubik that has it available.
But that's not on the side of Gambit.
I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
overall in the game.
That's true. That's the only one. Not too much gold missing for the rest, though.
No, yeah, VP are very close to having those available. If
This rush is basically, it feels like game when you take a rush in a situation in which your enemies do not have buybacks.
It feels like game when you pick Deucer to an OD.
To an OD, and then they get the PL as well. Definitely problematic. Even though you countered the OD with the Nyx, let's call it a slight counter.
They are taking their time on this rush.
I mean, it's
not the
PL,
quickest, but it's a safe rush, you know?
Yeah,
They're not taking any damage.
Yeah.
It's the PL versus Rush. He just deals no damage with these illusions. And then you have the OD as well. Not really the fastest Rush takers, but they do take him eventually. That should be Aegis Cheese, right? Is it Refresher as well? No, it's just Aegis and Cheese. At least I think so, right? Is it second or third?
I think that was the third. No. Was that really only the second at 37 minutes?
It seems like it was.
Yeah, you're right. There's no shard. In fact, hang on.
Where's the cheese?
Hang on. Where's the cheese?
Can we look at in the pit again?
Oh,
come on!
My goodness.
What's with
What
this
is it?
major
Pro
qualifier?
teams forgetting cheese.
Yeah.
Like it. Honestly, it happens, as I say, so many times.
Everyone is forgetting
Everyone
cheese.
forgets
I guess
the
there were
cheese.
so many illusions around from PL
there were.
that they
It
didn't
was
see
a very cluttered pit.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they just, I mean, cheese can be pretty big. Not that VP need the cheese to win this game, but
I mean, it makes their life easier, definitely.
Yeah, cheese would be great.
No one is pausing. Guys,
like,
where's
hang
the
on.
cheese?
Yeah,
What's happening?
Who's got the cheese?
You forgot the cheese again,
Oh,
didn't
no.
you? Go and pick it up. Solo. Right now. Never mind. Roger with 3... How much HP does he have? 2.8k? 2.9k almost?
That's a tanky support.
Yeah, that's a very tanky span. Plus the war cry. Holy.
I mean, the thing is, if you're Gambit and you sort of check the inventories, are you sending someone out on a mission to get the cheese? Like, would you think to be like, hang on, nobody's holding the cheese? Would they really pick it up and used it straight away? Probably not. They've forgotten about it.
You can send Nyx.
Yeah.
Perfect hero to steal the cheese away. There
And
we go.
Medusa
Maybe he knows.
Medusa is a great hero for carrying cheese.
Definitely is.
Yeah, if you can get the cheese back to the Deucer, that could be
Instead of
pretty
the
huge.
stick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
But it doesn't look like they're aware of it. And again, you sort of see how well VP they're ahead. Look at these sentries; it's everywhere. They just take control entirely of the map. Solo always on
Solo
point.
is, yes, he invests so much in these sentries in the last game as well.
It just makes like, how do you get your vision back in a game like this where Solo's when you're ahead?
If you're ahead,
the
you just
economy
plant.
to just make the map impossible to ward.
And sentries got buffed like a few patches ago to 7 minutes, I believe. Is it 7 or 5?
And the range is
Same as the observers.
Then it's 7. So it's quite a lot.
7.
They're taking a Raxit. Gambit, are they going to be able to do anything?
I mean, if you're Gambit, you want to have the perfect fight, which you can't have when their Aegis is still there. So then the only way you can fight is if VP overextends and then you initiate. But
do you have the completed Ags on old Echo J before, so he certainly can be annoying.
This is definitely annoying right now.
Yeah, popping Lincolns on PL, burning the mana of the OD.
Yeah.
He makes things much more difficult.
He has a brilliant position at the moment.
Yeah,
as
he's
well.
hidden so well behind that tree.
Yeah.
I was like, where is he? Where is he mana burning from? It's like a lurker from StarCraft. There are bounties on top lane. There's double damage. There's cheese in the
All the runes.
There's so much stuff on this map that isn't being used. Can someone pick that cheese up? Poor cheese.
I mean, they're not going to go into the pit. They're unlikely to check it until the Roche spawns again.
Yep. But then they'll have 2 cheeses.
They'll have the 2 cheese.
You know.
They're just saving up for 2 cheeses. Cheeses and friends.
Cheeses and friends, never forget.
The amigos.
Are they true?
No.
Yeah.
Did they get through?
I don't know. And hey, did the piccole?
No, I think I hate to pick a lace through.
Hey, oh!
What?
Well, Vepas found the cheese. Observer found the cheese. But that's about it.
There we go, VP seeing if they can find a hit outside of the base. Strike whilst they're ahead. 20k lead still at the moment for VP. As Gambit have been unable to catch up or slow them down.
Oh, AO Piccola is in the upper bracket even.
Nice. Popsicle Kings.
Popsicle Kings.
Hands up.
And we have the butterfly done as well. In they go, Solo. Got the telekinesis, old J before from the underground,
Mana
throwing
gone.
out the stuns.
The BKB is up, but no mana on the Bullseye. So it has to go back up. Oh, PL, you're kind of deep.
Trying to get the toss back on the PL, but it's not going to happen. Ramsey's, I mean, he's feeling pretty invincible there on the front. He has the heart and the butterfly. He's going to find old J before on the side. They want to do something about this next assassin. He's got that extra regen, but that...
the dream.
And the sanities. The team fight combo is there as Gambit with 3 down, none of them without buyback. None of them with buyback.
I was going to say, they're all without buyback.
All without buyback. And
Actually,
even more to fall as Dahak is gotten on top of. He has got buyback as well as the Tiny, so they'll get back in. But GG, well played is core.
That's it.
VP will take the series 2-0, and VP, shock horror, are going to the major. They did.
I never expected. I never expected this. I cannot believe it.
Wow, what a performance.
I don't know what just happened and how did VP actually win?
VP qualify for the major.
Yeah, they got OD and they qualified. I could never guess that.
No.
Oh, well, there we have it.
Not.
VP's done it, but Gambit have got another chance.
Indeed.
They've got another chance.
And they have a chance later on today because today is the final day of these 3 qualifiers. Tomorrow we're switching to Europe and NA.
Europe and NA?
But today...
Who wants to watch that Cinderant?
But today... we're going to have another match. By the way, Boom ID 2-0 low tech.
Yeah, I don't think that was surprising after seeing game 1.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Oh, we saw game 1.
And we are going to watch Old But Gold, a.k.a. G, Illidan,
old school style, yeah.
Versus Navi.
Looking forward to seeing that.
Navi.
That will be a good one.
That's going to be great.
A good one.
That will be a great one. And then the winner of that will face
Gambit.
Gambit later, and I think we get some points.
We do. Get on the board.
Get on the board.
Give us some
Easy
points.
prediction.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Come on, don't throw them out.
Look at these predictions.
Here we go.
And they said we were stupid. Twitch chat definitely at some point during this broadcast said we were stupid.
Probably.
Somebody did.
How dare you, Twitch chat?
Look at these predictions. Easy. We know what we're talking about.
Look at Europe predictions. Look at NA predictions.
Yeah. I mean the numbers.
Enough said.
No.
They have
had
twice as many.
They've had twice as many games as us as well, and they're still falling behind.
And we still have better predictions.
It's just,
disappointing, really.
Absolutely. But we'll so Gambit.
Yeah.
We'll see them later.
Navi.
Old But Gold. Navi is
Stay
next.
tuned.
Navi. We'll see you soon.